Hello and welcome my dear students. How are you all? I hope you are good, you are fit, you are fine, you are taking care of yourselves. My dear little gems, as you know that we were just revising the worksheets of chapter number 7 after completing chapter number 7 theory part in our science. So today we are going to continue with the subjective part of the worksheet. As you know that we have solved two worksheets of chapter number 7. In that only objectives were there. So now today in today's lesson, in today's lecture, we are going to solve the question and answers. I will ask you to repeat the question and answer after me as well. So get ready to write the question and answer of the worksheet, which may or may not be asked in your exam, but still you will have to be prepared for that, as you know that this time it is essay 1 and not FA1 or FA2. So please, I request you to do the work regularly. Few students have started sending me the work regularly. I really appreciate them and encourage them for their consistency. My dear students, let us start our today's lecture with a wonderful thought. So this thought is given by Jatniwala Zohair. So the thought is, never stop learning because life never stops teaching. This is a great thought given by Jatniwala Zohair. I really appreciate you for giving us, for sharing such a wonderful thought. So this thought means that you should never stop learning in any situation of your life, because life always teaches you some or the other thing. So say for an example, during this pandemic period, during this hard situation of COVID-19, it taught us a lot of things, whole lot of things. Many people, while staying at home, they learn how to cook. Like me, many people, they were at home and they were learning how to clean the house. And now you and me all know how to stay hygiene, how to maintain our health and hygiene, to wash our hands regularly, to use the sanitizer, not to spit in the public place, and many positive things we have learned from this situation. To maintain the distance by talking, these all things we have learned, which is very good. So this thought means a lot. This is a deep thought. I really appreciate once again Jatniwala Zohair for sharing such a wonderful thought, and I am looking forward for many of the students that they will share the thought and will get the opportunity to get their name on the screen. So let us start our today's lecture. Please give the heading on the new page. You have to give the heading subject and then give the heading chapter number 7 worksheet subjective. I will also give the heading. I will clear the board and I will give the heading here. So my dear students, I hope that you have started giving the heading. As you can see that in the brackets I have written subjective. That means this time we are going to revise subjective part, not the objective part which we were doing so. So please give the heading. Also mention today's date. Yes, I will give you a few seconds to prepare yourself. My dear students, at a time I will write 2 questions and 2 answers, so that it will be easier for you to note it down, to understand it and to repeat after me. Make sure whenever I ask you to repeat after me, I'll go away from the board so that you will be able to read the content and repeat after me properly. So please make sure that whenever I start writing the question and the answer, you all also have to start with me, and I have given you sufficient enough time to give the heading. Okay, my dear students, so now I am going to write the question number 1 and answer number 1. Here I have written the question, how is taproot different from fibrous root? That means you will have to give 1 or 2 difference point between the taproot and the fibrous root, taking into consideration that you have to make a difference of taproot and fibrous root. So let us write the answer, and I am going to write the answer from your textbook only, from the new version of your textbook. As you might have seen, this is the cover page of the new textbook. So I am going to write the answer from this only. So please be ready with the question and copy down the answer from the board. So the answer is only 1 point we are going to write in the answer. Taproot consists of a main, thick root from which small root grows. Full stop. Whereas fibrous root consists of many thin root that appear bushy. It has no main root. So I know students, this answer is a bit lengthier, as you now don't have the practice of learning or understanding the long answers, but you have to accept that this is the easiest answer, though it is lengthier. So you don't have to see the size, you have to understand it, and once if you have understood the lesson, the chapter, this answer will no longer be hard for you to understand and to remember. So I will give you time to complete this answer, and then we will write another question and answer. My dear students, this answer only consists of basic points of difference between fibrous root and the taproot. So now I am going to read the question and the answer. How is taproot different from fibrous root? Answer: taproot consists of a main thick root from which small root grow, whereas fibrous root consists of many thin root that appear bushy. And then I have written it has no main root. So that point is very important. Here I have to just write it bushy, and here I have written this is the main point which makes the difference between the taproot and the fibrous root. Okay, my dear students, so now please repeat after me. You will have to repeat after me. So repeat the answer. Taproot consists of a main thick root from which small roots grow, whereas fibrous root consists of many thin root that appear bushy. It has no main root. I hope, students, you were repeating after me. I am going to write another question and I will wait for you to write that question, so that you should not feel that sir is going too fast, and you will be able to write the question in the sufficient time. Please write down another question, and make sure after you write question number 2, I am going to clear the board, as the answer for question number 2 needs more than half of the board. So please write down the question 2 and I will clear the board and write answer number 2. I repeat the instruction. I'll give you time to write question number 2, and then I'm going to clear whole board, because answer 2, in which you have to write the uses of roots. So if I leave the space, I need the more than half of the board. That is why I'm going to clear the board and I will write answer number 2. I hope that in the while time you will be ready to write answer number 2. You are getting sufficient time, as at a time I am only writing one answer. Uses of root, again it can be lengthier, but it cannot be hard to learn, because it is very easy answer. Again, if you have understood the concept of root while the explanation of the lecture. So now, my dear students, I am going to clear the board and write answer number 2. So please be ready to write answer number 2. You have to do the work and send it to your follow-up teachers regularly. So please make sure that you complete your work in the speed as you used to complete in the live classes. Now here, answer number 2, uses of roots. So we are going to write the answer in the point form. You will have to make the point, whether you write 1, 2, 3 or you put the arrow, choice is yours. So students, here I have written 3 uses for the roots. Please write it down. As the question number 2 was, write the uses of the root. So here in the uses of the roots I have written 3 points. Number 1 is, it helps the plant stay fixed in soil. Number 2 is, it takes water and minerals from soil to supply it to the plant. Number 3, some roots like beetroot, carrot, etc. can be eaten by human being. So my dear students, I hope that you have started writing the answer as well. Now it's a time for you to repeat after me. So along with writing, you can also repeat, because writing is what you do with your hand and repeating is what you do with your mouth. So please do it. Answer 2. Uses of roots. Point number 1. It helps the plants stay fixed in soil. I hope you are repeating, students. Point number 2. It takes water and minerals from soil to supply it to the plant. And point number 3, some roots like beetroot, carrot, etc. can be eaten by human beings. So this was the answer, which is again very easy, though it looks lengthier, but it is otherwise very easy if you understand. Even if you want to write it in your own words, it's okay, but the core point should be covered. Now I am going to clear the board and I will write question number 3 and answer number 3. So I hope, my dear students, you have written these answer points. So I am going to clear the board and write question number 3. So please write it with me. How are the stems useful to plants? So here they have asked for the uses of stem, as the previous question was of uses of roots. Here they have asked about the uses of stem. Please write the question and start writing the answer with me. Answer 3. Again, I am writing this answer point wise, and students, if you want, you can leave one line after each point. Okay, so again, like uses of roots, here also in the uses of stems, 3 points are there. Please write it down. So if you notice one thing, my dear students, though our subjective part question answers are lengthier but are very easy to remember, if you don't just try to mug up the answer, and if you understand, you will be able to remember it, and later if needed you can write it in your own words. So here are the points. How are stems useful to plants? Answer: it keeps the plant straight and upright. Point 2. Leaves, birds, flowers and fruits grow on stem. Point number 3. It carries the water, nutrients and food to different parts of the plant. So these are the 3 very easy points depicts the use of stem in the plant. Okay, my dear students, now it's the time for you to repeat these answers after me. Answer points you have to repeat after me, so please repeat it. Point number 1, it keeps the plant straight and upright. Point number 2, leaves, birds, flowers and fruits grow on stem. Point number 3, it carries water, nutrients and food to different parts of the plant. I hope, my dear students, you were repeating these points after me. Now be ready to write question number 4 and answer number 4. I hope that you are going to write question number 4 in your book, and I hope that you will send your work regularly henceforth to your follow-up teachers. So please be ready to write question number 4 and answer number 4, which will be the last question and answer for today's lecture. So question number 4 is, how are the leaves useful to plant? How are the leaves useful to the plants? Please write down the question number 4. Again, the answer for this is very easy. So, my dear students, let us write the answer for number 4. Answer number 4 is, leaves make food for plants. Leaves make food for plants. Leaves give out a gas called oxygen, which is essential for life. Essential for life. Leaves of some plants can be eaten leaves of some plants can be eaten by human beings. So here the examples are spinach, cabbage, etc. Again, only 3 points are there, so please write it down. In the uses of leaves, again 3 points are there. So for every use, whether it is a use of stem, use of leaves, or the use of roots, I have given you 3 points only. So I hope that it will be easier for you to understand, learn, and you can even write it in your own words later once if you understood and remember the main points. So point number 1 is leaves make food for plants. Point number 2 is leaves give out a gas called oxygen, which is essential for life. Point number 3, leaves of some plants can be eaten. Example, spinach, cabbage, etc. So my dear students, I hope that you are writing the answer properly. In the next lecture, perhaps we will write few more question and answers. If you are not able to finish the question or the answer or any of the points, I request you to watch the video lecture again from the YouTube channel link you are getting. If you will revise the worksheet, you will not be able to feel the exam paper as the hard or the tough paper. It will be easier for you no matter how much question will be twisted. So with this I end my today's lecture. I hope you enjoyed today's lecture. Keep sending the thoughts, keep sending the work to your follow-up teachers or to me. Have a nice day.